Anambra State holds the trophy of the only state in the whole world where they use a code to collect tax. We have the trophy. The only state in the whole world. There's no other place that they use a code to collect tax. And the governor came on TV to defend it, that they got the boys so that they can use them to stop acting.
Yeah, hello people, viewers and subscribers. I'm here on invitation to witness the conversation Labour Party governorship candidate is having with the Chamber of Commerce in Onitsha. You see this one, you don't need to miss it. Just sit down and listen to this with me.
For me, I would like to begin this very brief remarks by introducing myself very formally, so those who haven't known me or haven't engaged me will be able to know me properly. My name is our Chief Dr. George M. Moghalu, born on the 10th of December of 1962. That was to say that by December 10th of this year, I'll be precisely 63 years. I come from Naira, the Naira government area of Anambra State. I'm a cabinet chief, Ramadike and I am happily married and got married quite early at 25. I've been married for 38 years and we are blessed with 5 children. Because of my interaction with various groups and people like me is, why do you want to be governor? Why have you consistently maintained this desire to be governor of Anambra State? My answer has always been very simple. And it's very straight, that I want to change the narrative. I want to do things a little bit different from what is being done. I want to do it in such a way that Anambra will benefit. Because it's not about me, it's about the people. And the state where we are today is not where we should be as a people, truth be told. Let me also correct an impression. I have never set out, if you check my political trajectory, I've never talked about any individual. Being my opponent, I have never. It's against my personal policy. But I am at liberty to criticize and challenge whatever policy you present the moment I feel that is not in the best interest of our people. Because for me, electoral governance is about the people. Once you remove the people from my politics, there is nothing else to offer. So it's about the people. Now, we are in a critical position, and I know that one thing that is attractive to the Onitsha Chamber of Commerce is, one, what do we do to grow business? Secondly, what do we do as a people for the overall benefit of our people? The first thing I have criticized this government about is their policy with regards to insecurity. Government has not done anything, as far as I'm concerned, to address the issue of insecurity. Let me also say that one other policy of government that I believe should change is the policy on taxation. The policy of government on taxation is unacceptable to me. And government has not done anything to create an enabling environment for businesses to grow. Because you must incentivize the private sector for them to be part of your vision. You must get them to agree with you. And there are things you use to attract them. Things like creating tax havens, things like creating tax rebate, things like removing from them the burdens of operations. Power and what the power infrastructure and a good number of things can be used as a way to incentivize the private sector to play a role with you. Regrettably, if you take power for example, we have practically done nothing, even after power has been deregulated by the federal government. It is just a few days ago that a committee was inaugurated by the government to advise them on what to do. And I can give you a guarantee that there's no way the advice will come in 6 months. The question is, why have we waited all this while? Enugu has gone far in this project. Abia has gone far in the issue of power. And unless you provide the power infrastructure, there is no way you can grow the SME sector. There's no way you can grow it. Because we have a situation where every promoter provides power, provides road infrastructure, provides water infrastructure. In such a situation, the trade capital is high, and there's no way to compete. Talk less of access to capital, access to cash. The volume in terms of interest rates is discouraging. And these are things, areas government can get involved and address and solve the problem. Look at our education sector. It has practically collapsed by my own assessment. The last indices that was released 2 weeks ago, Anambra State was 33 out of 36 in the development of educational infrastructure. When P2B was governor of this state, Anambra never came second in anything that has to do with education for 8 years. The last NECO exams, Anambra came 26 out of 36. We never came second before this time. Why? We have allowed our education to collapse. Something has to be done. That thing has to be done real quick and very drastic. If we don't do it, we'll have ourselves to blame. Because the only way to empower a society is by educating them. If you don't educate the society, you can't empower them. You can still manipulate them, you can still use them. But the moment you get everybody educated, the tendency of manipulating them will not be there. And the possibility of them asking for their right will also be there. It's going to check our excesses. Those of us for whom responsibility for governance has been given at various levels. It is only an educated society that queries the power of the presiding authority as to the disbursement of their funds. If they are uneducated, you can give them peanuts. Especially in this era where the political class has successfully weaponized poverty. And that is why we can buy votes. That is why you can pay 20,000 for 4-year vision of a people. I tried to analyze it a few times I've gone on campaigns. I keep telling them 20,000 is a lot of money, but it means 5,000 a year for their 4 years. That's what it translates to. If you collect 20,000, you have sold 4 years. If whatever the man in office does, you have no more justification to pay him. So if you translate it, it's going to be 5,000 a year. So you start eating 5,000 for January 1, and then have change to gather for you for Christmas. So this is the situation we have found ourselves. And then without worrying you too much, we have a plan to address some of these failures. For insecurity, I have told them, I have said it in the press, I even gave it as a memo, that I can deal with the issue of insecurity by doing basic things that can be done. One is that we will introduce technology in our security architecture. If you don't bring this in technology, you can't address insecurity in the 21st century. Today, as we speak, Anambra is one of the states that don't have a command and control system. The last time the Reverend Father was kidnapped from the Monsters group, it was Enugu that deployed their command and control system. There is no one security drone in Anambra State hovering over our forests and our borders. Not one. Under normal circumstances, we must have drones at our strategic areas. As they move around, they give report to the command and control system. You will be able to monitor movement of people. And unless you do that, you will not solve the problem. A few days ago, one of the gubernatorial candidates said that in 4 months, he's going to sign into law open grazing in our state. That sounds ridiculous. In this era that we're talking about ranching, somebody is talking about open grazing. For me, it's ridiculous, but that is the situation we have found ourselves. And we have to deal with it. The choice is for us to make. Then again, I have asked a few questions. To what extent has government catered for the welfare of the security agents we have in Anambra State today? The answer is zero. Let me shock you by telling you that if a policeman dies in the course of his activities, his family will be ejected from the barracks after 30 days. And what they are going to get is 1 million naira. And the question I threw to Anambra, if you are a policeman, will you be willing to die? Nobody will. So which means government is not catering for their welfare. The way we can do it without necessarily bottling government is by providing a comprehensive insurance coverage that covers accommodation, covers employment, covers education for his children. And government pays the premium. The burden is removed from government and transferred to the insurance companies. then these policemen and army will know that government is interested in their welfare. They will put in their best. Simple. Then we come to the vigilantes. Every community of the 182 communities in Anambra State have vigilante services. Everyone. So why don't we now upgrade our vigilante by documenting them, training them, equipping them properly, and then remunerating them properly? If you give a gun to a man you don't pay well, what you have succeeded in doing is to create a new problem. And that is the problem we have today. They have started putting checkpoints. The Udugachi and the whatever you call them, they have now started creating new checkpoints. If you pass the police checkpoint and give 100 naira, you come to Udugachi, you give your own 100 naira. And why are they treated the way they are treated and they cover their faces? In a civilized society, it should not be so. You kit them properly with a name tag and you wear the right uniforms. You train them. There is no community in Anambra State that doesn't have trained security personnel. Be they DSS, be they police, be they army who are retired, who are ready to offer services to their family, to their communities. Get them, remunerate them, train them, develop a salary structure for the vigilante so that young graduates can aspire to go into there. Through that means you create a massive police force for the state without necessarily calling it state police. And they become accountable. And since they come from our individual communities, they cannot mess up because we know them and their parents, and somebody guaranteed them. If you do these things, you solve the problem of insecurity. And then I said, why would government want to fight insecurity and you can't buy shuttle buses and old Sienna? We have only 182 communities in this state. You buy brand new pickups, link the 182 by radio, link it to the state security advisor, link it to the governor's secretariat, link it to strategic persons. So that if anything is happening here in Onitsha, before you cross the Dembri or to Obosi, the people there are aware that something is happening there. There is no way you will stop it now. One thing I know for certainty is that no armed robber or no thief wants to be caught. And the moment you feel that you will be caught, you will not go to steal. Because they want to enjoy their loot. They don't enjoy the loots in Onitsha prisons. Or in Kirikiri, no. You enjoy it in the streets. So the moment you do this, you solve it. It's not rock science. Anyone who has started it and is working. What is wrong in copying a state where it's working? There's nothing wrong in it. Abia State has just started it and it's working. Copy them. Adapt it for our people and it will work in our state. The geography of every southeastern state is the same. And we have an advantage of a limited land mass. Kogi State alone is bigger than the entire southeastern states. The five of them put together. Niger State is bigger than us plus another one state you have. So managing our security here will not be a problem. Why can't we have CCTV cameras at strategic locations in the state? Why can't we? You put them there and you monitor everybody's movement. You're not interfering in their fundamental human rights. What you're doing is to secure your environment. And the moment you do it, these things will work. This morning, as I was talking to the press before I left, they were asking me, how are you going to guarantee food security? I said, it's simple logic. We can guarantee food security by investing in agriculture. I now ask the journalists, before the advent of oil, Michael Wambara ran the entire southeast and south, all put together in every state, based on agriculture. Everything they did it out of process of agriculture. Has our land gotten lost? The answer is no. But we disregarded it and refused to invest in it. The moment you invest in it and grow the agricultural value chain, you will feed our people, you will create employment opportunities for our people, for our young ones. And this is what we should do. So for me, in many areas, the government has not gotten it right. Somebody was defending the government on TV the other day and said he's building infrastructure. I said I have no problem with infrastructure. But you have to do quality infrastructure. In this era, you start contracting, give a contract for road project. By the time they go to the end, the one they have done is good. is out when they survive one rainy season. By the next rainy season, they are all out. It's not rock science. They did it. B2B did it when they were governors here. We are talking of nearly 20 years ago, and those rules are still standing. Why can't we do it again? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have developed a 12-point agenda, which is contained in our manifesto, which we've made public. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I'm going to Abuja today. We're unveiling the manifesto in a public domain in Abuja for the national people to see, and I'm presenting a paper there. That's why I'm actually going to leave. So I pray for the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you very much for your interest, because until people like you get involved in a situation where those who should take power refuse to take it, idiots will take it and they make policies you obey. And that is the problem we have in our society. Because those who should question those in authority have refused to. Because some of us are in our safe levels, but it's getting nearer. Today everybody is running away from Anambra. Factories are shutting down. They're running away. Very soon we run away from their homes. So we must do something to stop it. That is where we are. So I want to thank you again for this great privilege. For me, it's a great honor. Shifting your time to accommodate me, asking me to speak to you. I feel very indebted to you, and I owe you. I make a pledge before you that if you please God, because I believe very strongly that power belongs to God, and He gives to whom He pleases at His own time. If it is me, to God be the glory. I make a pledge before you. I will justify confidence. I will not let you down. I will not betray you. Thank you very much.
And that is it. What do you make of it? You may have your comments on the comment section. I still remain Soludo Peters, your advocate for good governance. The least our people demand is good governance, and the most they deserve is good governance. And that is what we are here for as the apostle for good governance. Bye-bye for now. GGN, uniting the people for good governance.